Good morning, everybody. Happy Well Book Day. Now, I'm dressed up with things that I found around from my house. I wonder, can you guess what I am? That's right, I'm a pirate. Now, I'm going to lift up my eye patch because I find it quite tricky to read with only one eye. So, I'm going to read you part of my favourite book. It's called Where the World Turns Wild, and it's by Nicola Penfold. Now, I'm just going to give you a little bit of information background for the book. Let me read the blurb to you. For Juniper and her little brother Bear, escaping their cage of a city has always been a secret dream. But when scientists discover the siblings are the key to a merciless plan, their escape becomes more than that. Now it's a fight for their lives. As Juniper and Bear journey further from the city, they soon learn that there's cruelty in nature as well as beauty. Will they ever find the home they've been searching for? So Juniper is about year 5 sort of age, and Bear is a lot younger, so he's more reception sort of age. And they set out away from their grandmother all by themselves outside of their city walls, where there's never been any trees, plants, grass, rivers, anything like that. It's all just stone, brick, grey, dreary, miserable. And they set out by themselves to go and find their original home that they came from, because apparently they came from somewhere out there, somewhere outside the city walls. Let's see where they're at. I've been aware of a river for miles now, from the GPS and from this sound just a few trees away, this watery murmur. But I've been scared somehow of what we might find. We can't wait any longer though, and we start walking towards the water. Before the rewild, the rivers were running brown and orange and polluted. Chemical waste from landfill, from the clogged up land, had found its way in. There were rivers that gave chemical burns if you touched them. There were rivers that would set alight if you struck a match. Annie Rose said it was one of our most essential pieces of camping kit, is this little tin of strips that test for clean water. She showed us how to use them before we left. I didn't have the heart to tell her the water from our kitchen sink made the strips turn orange, meaning it's unsafe to drink. So this is the water that's in their city. It's unsafe for them to drink. But Juniper didn't want to upset her grandmother, Annie Rose. The river water doesn't look like it will show up blue on the strips either. It's dark, murky. Can I do it, Ju? We were standing on the bank, the tin of strips in my hand. I don't know. Maybe, but I think it's too steep here. The incline down to the water is thick with roots and brambles. If we tripped, we could fall right in. It's hard to tell how deep it is, but we can't see the bottom, and we never learned how to swim. The pool in the city was too disgusting to think about it. This oily lacquer clung to the surface, this scum, disinfectant and human secretions combined. So in other words, there was human waste in there. Imagine you had a glass of water and a thin layer of oil on the top of it. That's what their pool looked like. We have to walk upstream, I say, the new word light in my mouth. Upstream. Somewhere it's easier to get the water, but watch out for ticks. The plants are high here and close together. There must be ticks everywhere. This is their perfect terrain. Ticks are like vampires. They drink blood and hate the sun. They like dark, damp places best. Somewhere with thick vegetation where they can wait unseen for something with warm blood to pass. Questing, that's what it's called. Blackberries, like you've got at the North Edge, Ju, Bear squeals. He's right, it's the same plant, the bramble studded with black fruits. We can be hunter-gatherers, he says, already with juice in his mouth. Any doubts he had about eating them are long gone. I picked 2 for the rush of it on your tongue, the sweet and sharpness together. The berries here are different to the North Edge though. They're a dull black and there are no small firm ones waiting to ripen. These are the last this plant's got. They're okay, but there's a cloudiness, like the beginning of rot. So it's just as the root is starting to turn bad. I could go through here, Joe. Bears at a parting in the undergrowth. Something's been here before us. Some animal going down to drink. Maybe that lynx cat. Okay, I say wearily. Go steady, okay? The ground's slippery and we have to put our hands down onto the bank to stop ourselves sliding too fast. Does the river come this high sometimes? Or perhaps it rained recently. I have no idea about the weather outside the city. I hold on to Bear's shoulders as he walks ahead, his flat sole slipping on the bank. The moment we reach the water's edge, he swings around to face me. I want to do it, Joe. You've got Etienne's GPS. It's my turn now. So a GPS is a positional system. So it's like a satellite, a map that they can carry around that's electronic. I hand over the strip slowly. You have to hold it in the water for 10 seconds, okay? I get this urge to shut my eyes or look up at the sky and will the strip show the same colour, to wait for Bear to call out the word. Blue. I don't know. I stare at the thin rectangle in Bear's hand as it moistens, darkens. It takes a few seconds for any colour at all to show. I don't know where on the scale it would be, what the name would be on my paint palette, but it's turning a blue that's turning into green, some kind of turquoise. It's what I think the sea would always look like. They've never seen the sea, so it's in her imagination. That's good, Bear. That's really good. We can drink it. We can drink it. Bear makes a space for me beside him and we cup the water in our hands and pour it into our mouths. Long, wet gulps of it. It's icy and makes us shiver, but there's something else too that isn't just cold. It's fresh, deliciously, beautifully fresh. So different to the Sale City water that cycled around forever. There was some horrible statistic you had to try and forget about how many bodies it had passed through already and how much of it was actually plastic. So the only way they could get water in their city was for it to be refiltered throughout filtration systems. The sun's a low blaze in the sky, and we probably shouldn't linger, but I've got the triumph of finding water playing in my head. One of our first and most important goals. If only there was a way to send word to Annie Rose. There must be fish here, Bear says, bending low over the water. Maybe. We could eat them. Maybe, I say again, if we can catch them. I could, Jew, and there will be some. There'll be loads. I smile at Bear's certainty. I hope he's right. It would mean that the rivers are better now. When Rewild happened, any fish were long gone. Annie Rose said first the rivers were full of dead, bloated fish bodies. Then the bodies rotted away, and you were just left with decay, the algae that took the place of the fish, clogging up the water like a big old net. Maybe all that made it easier to leave behind, the rivers and trees and whatever else was left by then. It wasn't beautiful anymore. Then, when the people started getting sick and everyone saw how deadly the disease was, you could kind of see why they went along with everything. They walked into a cage and they locked the door behind them. We haven't seen fish yet, but there are insects, long black bodies with 4 legs outstretched like a cross. They're balancing precariously on the surface. Pond skaters, Bear declares. That's better than that too. Bear sees it first. It's another insect perched on a reed. It's long and thin and bright electric blue with 4 separate wings that are shiny and clear and partitioned, like that glass from our old apartment block door. Dragonfly, I say excellently, because this one I know. Or damselfly, I'm not sure, Bear says. Dragonfly sounds better. The creature takes to the air, into the swirls of flies clustered over the river. Its prey. It's like a relic of a time when there really could be dragons. I think I hear its wings beating. I wish I didn't have to say we should move on. But what if those flies the dragonfly's catching are mosquitoes? And what if the disease did transfer to them? It's getting dark too. We have to move on so we can make a camp while we can still see. I start filling it from our bottles, out as far in the river as I can reach, so it's as pure as you can get. I'm doing it slowly, not wanting to lose this feeling swirling my fingers through the water. When Bear screams. "Joe, what's that?" He knows already. I hear the fear pitch in his voice, and we know that the sound we now know our own heartbeats. Sorry, I'll read that one again. And we know that sound like we know our own heartbeats. See, it's okay if you make a mistake. You just go back and keep reading. The buzzing and whirring, Annie Rose said it was like a fly in your ear. Only the glyphosate killed most of the flies, so it's an annoying buzz that's only ever meant one thing to Bear and me, a surveillance drone. It's just a couple of metres above water level. The river provides the perfect path. Bear's fumbling with his rucksack. I want to say leave it, just run, but we need everything in that bag. I hoist it onto his shoulders and grab my bag, and we tear through the brambles, back into the trees, deeper into the forest. I was stupid to let us dawdle by the river. Of course Border Patrol would be looking for us. Of course they would. Abbott will have sent word first thing. The moment he realised we weren't in school. The river's an obvious place for them to look. They know we will need water to survive. They'll have sent drones out in both directions. I hear it behind us, the drone of it, just like its name, mirroring every movement we make, chasing us. The silver grey orb with its metallic legs, louder, louder. The churned up air touches the back of my neck like fingers. I love the dramatic there between you have the description of the cold metal from the city and everything around them, which is the forest. Faster, Bear! It's just like a machine. You just don't think about it when you're running. You just run fast, fast, faster, and then some. Even if a drone can't actually hurt us, someone, somewhere, back in the city, in one of their control towers or the bunkers, is seeing everything the drone sees. They know where we are. They know we're alive and that our bags are big enough to contain supplies, which means someone helped us. This totally contradicts what Annie Rose had been going to say. Her surprise when she found the broken glass, her despair when she'd lost her grandchildren, because there's no way we'd survive out here with just the clothes on our back. Bear, take my hand. We have to change direction. We serve right, then left, this zigzag pattern through the trees. My head's swirling, dizzy, but we keep going. Right, then left, then right again. The drone keeps after us for ages. Someone's got good reflexes. The controller, the pilot, they've practiced this, and the machine flies like the dragonfly does. Fast, precise. But eventually I realise the sound is only in my head, and when I look back I can't see it. Stop! Let's stop a minute. Bear collapses to the ground, his lungs heaving. I've never seen him so out of energy. Did we lose it? I think so. I have to catch my breath too. We've been running for ages, ducking under branches, jumping over roots, through trees and the thorny scrub. You think it hit a tree? Maybe. They'll send another though. They'll send whatever they can spare if Abbott has anything to do with it. Have you got the water, Jew? Bear asks. I pass it over, sick inside suddenly. This is the bottle I'd been refilling, the one still in my hands when we saw the drone. I left the other one on the bank. Where's the other? Bear asks, seeing my face freeze up. We'll have to make do with this one. We can go back. He gets up and starts walking back the way we came. No, no, Bear, I say. They'll find us. We just have to keep refilling this one, but more carefully now and quickly, and maybe when it's dark. Will it be okay? There's only one answer I can give. It'll rain soon. We'll catch rainwater. We'll drink that. I wish Etienne was here, Bear says. Etienne's their friend from the city. Well, he isn't. Is he? I snap. You'll have to make do with me. Bear flinches. I don't know why I'm so angry all of a sudden. Maybe because I wish it too. Not that Etienne could do any of this better. Maybe help cajole Bear, if he could do that, and share the load on our backs, and be our friend, someone to talk to, help make decisions. Etienne would have had the whole route planned out. We'd know exactly where we were going and how long it should take. Bear's eyes are shiny. I shouldn't have yelled at him. We're out here alone, so no Annie Rose to console him. My stomach clenches with guilt. Come on, Bear Cub. We'll get back on track and then we'll find somewhere to make a camp. Can I collect 6 sticks tonight, Jew? We can make the fire. Despite everything, he's still excited. I don't know, Bear, I say slowly. I want to as well. I do. It's just with the drone nearby, it'd be like sending out a signal. But we need the fire to keep the wolves away. The wolves came from the zoos. They escaped, or maybe their keepers let them go, because it was better than the alternative, better than what happened to all the pets back in the city, Rufus, Jamie and Leo, Smoke, Poppy and Bo. I wonder what happened to them back in the city. We'd have heard them, Bear. We were okay last night, nothing came. And wolves know how to stay away from people, don't they? Surely people have shown them enough times throughout our long history that they were hunted. Can a species remember that? The rabbits, obviously not, but wolves. Wolves are so much cleverer. That's why they're in so many of the old stories. You promised we'd make a fire, and I'm cold, Jew. I know, Bear, and we will, just not tonight. Bear puts his face into a sulk, a scared, sad sulk. You can make the tent. We'll need stones to weigh it down at the edges. Let's go and find the right spot. It's too dark, he says flatly. He's right, but we can't use our torches in case the drones come. We just have Etienne's GPS, which I hold out before us, a soft globe of light. We'll go by moonlight, I say, like real explorers do. And starlight! Yeah, exactly. So we have a million lights to see by. We're actually quite lucky. Let's just do a couple more miles, then we'll make camp, I promise. We pick up our legs and keep walking. There are no drones. We'd hear them, but I look back anyway. I can't shake the feeling that we're being followed. I wonder what happens next in the story. I hope you've enjoyed me reading. This is going to be in the Year 5 classroom when we go back, for anyone that wants to keep listening. Have a lovely World Book Day, guys. See you later.